Hello, everyone. It's Thursday. Time to talk about group piano. My name is Dorla Aparicio, and I'm here on Thursdays with my wonderful business partner, Mindy, who should be showing up in a little bit. There she is.
Oh, hello.
So we're very excited to chat with you today about a brand new resource for your students, and it's called Soul Legends. It's a lesson plan, and it was written for students ages 4 to 8. It features Roberta, Flack, and Stevie Wonder, but the great part is that it can be adapted for any age. Plus, we'll share the behind the scenes of how musical celebrations are created and give you a peek into what Mindy is thinking about when she creates these lessons. So, if you're looking for a meaningful and engaging way to bring Black History Month into your piano studio, or you just want to introduce your students to more diverse musical influences, then you're in the right place. So first, let me talk to you about musical celebrations. Where did they come from? Why did we create them? So with our young pianist curriculum, the Piano Pyramid Explorers, we wanted a way to introduce new students or young students to musicians who are still living, most of them, and creating music today. We believe that when students learn about an artist's childhood, about the artist's struggles and their accomplishments, it inspires them to see what's possible for their own musical journey. So, in that curriculum, each musical celebration takes place during the fourth week of a unit. After 3 weeks of regular lessons, we have a musical celebration. It's a special event where students dive into the music, story, and cultural impact of a featured musician. And to make it even more special, parents, family members are invited to join in. That's always optional, turning it into an interactive and memorable experience. Now, Mindy, you design these amazing lessons. So can you share what goes into creating them?
Yeah, absolutely. Um, these are a lot of fun to put together, and they are one of the highlights in my studio. I don't have any problem getting family members together for musical celebrations. So we've got some kind of formula that's working. There's three things that I take into consideration when I am creating a musical celebration or the lesson plans that are found in Soul Legends. And that the first is that we try to choose a musician with an inspiring story. So we want our students to be able to see themselves in the artist. Most of these stories go back to the artist's childhood, and they go through the struggles or the challenges or the growth or when interest peaked, and they're different from every artist. So it's fun for the kids to be able to say, oh, that's how old I was when I started taking piano, or I also like to fill in the blank. So we wanted to make some connections, some real connections for the kids. We also wanted to connect music with storytelling. Now, I know we often think of picture books as being for kids, but if a picture book is well written, it doesn't matter what age you are. And if you're sitting reading a story to kids that's got good pictures and a good story, you will have adults and older children just naturally stop what they're doing and come gravitate to hear the story. So all of our music celebrations are based on a book, a picture book. You don't have to buy the book, because we also include links to the book being read on YouTube. So you could show that to your students. But there's always a story component, and that's really, really important because of that emotional connection. And it also stays in their heads better. They remember the story a lot better if they've got pictures to go with it. And then the third element that I think this is why we have such great success with these musical celebrations, is that there's hands-on music activities. So we want these students to be exposed to the artist's music as much as they can in the time that we have them. And so we, every lesson is going to showcase a video of the artist performing where possible. We are going to have a movement activity or some kind of rhythm exercise to music from that artist. And we also listen to the artist's music as background music while we're doing more passive activities. So when the group is gathering at the beginning, I will have the artist's music playing in the background. Excuse me. And we also have some coloring activities for the pyramid explorers, the 4 to 8 year olds. And we will listen to the artist's music while we color. So there's a lot of exposure to that artist. And I've had a lot of families tell me, oh, we haven't been able to stop listening to Celia Cruz on Spotify, or whatever the artist is. The families find the connections to the artist too, and they enjoy it as well. So just 2 really quick examples of how we are tying movement to the artist's music. So with Roberta Flack, we learned that she was very, very expressive in her piano playing and singing. She was a piano player before she became a singer, but she's famous for her singing. And so we have a movement activity where we are using either ribbon dancing or scarf dancing or crepe paper to try to move in expressive ways as slowly and expressively as we can, making our movements as big as they can be, and seeing what kind of cool things we can come up with as we just create, moving through space as we listen to her music. In the Stevie Wonder lesson, we learned that he has a fun energy that appeals to everybody. His energy is kind of what drew crowds to him from a very, very young age. And so the movement activity we have to go along with Stevie Wonder is teaching 60s and 70s dance moves. And then we do have a dance party to his music. And I have to tell you, there's really nothing better than seeing 4-year-olds do the hitchhiker or the swim or the pony. Like, it is just so much fun to move. And then the parents want to get involved too. So like, these are, yeah, they're just really fun movement-based activities that tie into the artist.
Awesome. So these lessons are really powerful because we are listening, we are learning, we are moving, and all of these things help the students retain the story of the musician. And also, these stories go beyond facts and dates. They immerse the students into the musician's world and let them experience the joy of making music. And we have a resource that we are spotlighting for Black History Month. And there are 2 Pyramid Explorer lesson plans in one bundle, celebrating contemporary Grammy Award-winning musicians Roberta Flack and Stevie Wonder. Soul Legends, yeah.
Soul Legends, yeah. So Dorla will drop a link to that in the comments. And we encourage you to check it out because there's a lot of good reasons to use this in your studio. I know it's important to a lot of teachers to introduce music history. It just makes good sense to learn about the history of where the music has been and why it's important and how it's gotten to where it is. But can you imagine how excited your kids would be to learn about a more contemporary musician and not just Brahms, Beethoven, Bach? Like, that's fun too, but can you imagine how much more fun it would be to bring it a little bit more modern age for them? So that's a great reason to look at it. Another good reason is that music is so accessible now. I think back to my youth, and if we wanted to listen to music, we got the vinyl out, we had our cassette tape collection, and then later was the CDs, but it was all based on what we could afford and what we had ready. And now with streaming platforms, I look at my kids and they have such a broad palette of musicians and eras and genres that they listen to. And so exposing students in your studio to more modern musicians like Roberta Flack or like Stevie Wonder is just going to help them expand their palette, and then it will get them interested in other more modern musicians as well. And they'll be able to start seeing how these people have helped shape the music scene as we know it today. Another good reason is because here in the Northern Hemisphere, it is winter. And sometimes we need something different and fun to infuse a little bit of life into our studios. So if this is you, if you're feeling like the winter doldrums have taken hold, grab these lesson plans and just watch the smiles come out. So, you know, it's a very easy thing to do. The lesson plans that we've got in this bundle, Soul Legends, are available all the time, and they can be used at any time. They don't have to be used during Black History Month, but they are only on sale during Black History Month. So if you like a good deal and you'd like to see some savings, that would be another reason to grab this bundle right now, because even if you aren't able to make use of it immediately, it will be there for you when you have a little bit more leeway in your schedule. The lesson structure is really, really flexible. So if you go through the lesson plans as we've written them, it will take about 30 to 40 minutes. So that could fill potentially most of a class period. But you can also break each lesson plan into sections, and then each week maybe take 5 or 10 minutes of a class and introduce a little bit more about each of those musicians. And you could get 6 or 8 weeks out of these lesson plans and be able to introduce your students to these new musicians without it derailing your plans and everything that you've already got on track for your studios. So, and then even though the last thing we wanted to say was, even though the lesson plans are geared for the 4 to 8-year-olds, they have been field tested for nearly 2 years, and they are hits with everybody, no matter what the age. I've had siblings as young as 2 come in to the musical celebrations and still participate and have a great time. Parents I end up seeing moms and dads taking time off work to come be part of different musicians' musical celebrations. Older siblings who are just being carted along always come unwillingly. They end up with smiles. They love participating. So like I've had, you know, students as old as 16 years old who still get into these musical celebrations. So basically what we're saying is they create a really, really nice springboard and give you lots of options and resources for ways to use them. We just are marketing them under the 4 to 8 umbrella because that's the way that they've been written. So don't let that deter you, especially if you don't teach preschoolers, because you can definitely use this with any age.
Well, with all that information, I hope teachers are ready to bring Soul Legends into their studio. We've made it super easy for you, and so it's available. You can grab it right away. And I will add the link once our conversation is ended. I'll put the link in the comments.
Awesome. So if you have any questions about this, let us know. You can drop a link, or drop a link. Don't drop a link. Just comment. You know, drop it. Let us know if you've got any questions about the specific curriculum, or let us know if there are any artists that you think would be a good addition to these lesson plans. We're always creating. And tag a fellow piano teacher if you feel like this is a resource that they would enjoy too.
Yes. I wanted to also mention to those teachers who have purchased the Piano Pyramid Explorers curriculum that you have these lesson plans included already. You just have to use the QR code in your book, and then you have a set of, is it 7?
6.
6 for the year, and then next year there'll be a new one, and then...
Oh wait, no, there's 7. You're right.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, don't skip over them. Don't skip over them, because they're really good, and it just creates a different ambiance to your music lessons when you add something different after having that routine.
Absolutely.
All right, everyone. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you next time.
Okay, bye.